Now to continuing coverage. For the last several weeks, Yellowstone National Park has been dealing with historic flooding, even closing the entire park temporarily, which park officials say they've never had to do because of flooding. Now more and more of the park is reopening. KPVI News that works for you journalist Heather Ann Wagner was in Yellowstone today for an update from officials and a look at repairs.
3.5 weeks. That's how long it's been since the historic, devastating floods in Yellowstone National Park.
It's been the longest 3.5 weeks of my life by far. I think the American public can be very, very proud of not only the team here in Yellowstone and all the work that's occurred in the last 3.5 weeks, but the tremendous partnerships.
One of those partnerships is with the United States Department of Interior. They've made $60 million available to the park so far, and they had a chance to tour the park's damage and talk to staff.
We had a chance to meet with folks who were affected by the floods. Today, I had a tremendous opportunity to visit with a park ranger who's been here at Yellowstone for 50 years. So it's pretty clear that the people who work here care deeply about it. We're going to give as much support as we possibly can to make sure that that we meet the moment. And I've been absolutely inspired by the determination of the team here.
A majority of that team lives in a small portion of the park that was most damaged, where roads are gone and several bridges damaged. Engineers were able to assess those areas this week.
If you look at the total amount of actual pavement that's missing, it's less than a couple miles. But it's in some of the most critical and hard to rebuild areas of the park. So those damage assessments, I feel very comfortable at this point, are extremely comprehensive. Not only have we had Federal Highways looking at that, we had the Corps of Engineers in yesterday. They agree that it's highly complicated.
The long-term estimates for the permanent fixes to the damage, 3 to 5 years. It depends on how they rebuild, with a goal to prevent another flood of this kind. But short-term, they're working on a temporary road that will connect Gardner to Cook City by October.
I'm very pleased with the progress that we made in just a little over 3.5 weeks. We've got a long way to go. We're very happy to have visitors back in the park. And I just want to reiterate that the 93% is good, but we've got a tremendous amount of work to do in that 7%, and we still have 2 communities, actually 3, Silvergate, Cook City, and Gardner, that don't have access to the park, and so that is the top flood recovery priority that we have right now.
I want you to know that we are every single day, we're talking, we're collaborating, we're doing what we need to do to make sure that we can get the park back to normal as quickly as possible.
Reporting in Yellowstone National Park, Heather Ann Wagner, KPVI News that works for you.
Now, park officials say as more assessments are made, they'll be able to have a more accurate timeline and more accurate repair costs.